Welcome back to a new cast game. This time we're casting another silver game. Here on the east side we have UltraMagnus playing as the French in the color blue. On the west side we have a Taylorius playing as the Rus in the color red. My name is Trui and today I'm casting with Nim.
Hello everyone.
Hello Nim.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon,
Good time zone.
Good night, wherever you are. Hope you're having a good time. If,
Or whatever you're watching.
Yeah, like whether we're sharing your breakfast cereal with you, or whether we're sharing a bed with you. Because I know some of you watch.
Let us know
things on your phone.
when and where you're watching us from right now.
So okay. It's Rus vs French, and it is on dry Arabia. It's not looking too dry right now, but so the okay. I'm a little confused as to what Taylorius is doing. We're casting 2 silvers again, so we're not expecting. We're trying to keep things more to some basic decision making. Some basic placement, things that you can kind of easily improve on, right? That we can expect things to improve on, not things like click this unit and like just like do a million moves with it, and then you'll win this fight or something. Yeah. No, we're bringing that down to some basic decision making because it can get you from silver to gold for sure.
Do we see?
Like I'm feeling quite confident about that. Like most people, I think, can definitely get themselves out of bronze, silver, gold, with just enough of material that they understand, that they understand why they're doing certain things. So we need to talk about the Rus, about their opening, and what's going on with it, because. This is not what you need to be doing with the Rus. To a degree, it's very good.
3 scouts.
Because they open up with 3 scouts. Whether you go 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter to me personally. But it is a very good opening.
But the reason is not because they need to scout, right?
That first scout is my opinion, which obviously is not the opinion of a professional player or anything. Is but I have played Rus. Is what you do with that first scout. Yeah. Is you need to bring that out, and you need to try and find the enemy's deer, right? You've spawned with deer in the back here, right? And this is your second deer pack. They also have 2 deer packs, and this is typically the case for most factions. I think this might even have been killed by UltraMagnus already, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think their scout has been here yet. It hasn't been here yet. No. So this is already like taken from you. That first scout should have gone over here or over here. Obviously, you don't know where it is, right?
No.
But you send it over towards the general direction of the enemy base to go and find their deer.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because you're going to get bounty.
Then that second scout can go and grab yourself some sheep, right? And do with that first scout, grab yourself some sheep if you can. But it's a priority that you get to those deer first. Before that they can do so. Then with your second scout that you grab sheep with and everything and just like walk around your base with, you can get the deer in your own base. You can get them the ones behind your own base. Because they're not quite in as much danger of being killed as the ones on their side of the base are.
Yeah, I do see that the scout that is killing these right here did have them all queued up after each other, so that's good. Shift clicking them, so you don't have to micro that. And same goes.
Yeah, Magnus is doing the same for these.
I'm not sure if that goes automatically because something we haven't mentioned yet. These players are both playing on a controller, right?
Oh yes, we're casting 2 controller players. So one of the things that silvers typically have problems with. Is I'm not sure if these are queued up by manually perhaps or not at all.
Yeah, because there was a second one queued up.
There was a second one queued up. On controller, I know you can just activate an ability that just queues them up automatically for you.
Yeah, it seems like the display.
They might have to. They might be doing it manually. This player definitely isn't, by the looks of things. Because like just as soon as this one's done, it's just gonna queue up a new one, which is very nice because it means like there's not a lot of food stacked up in your town center. It is a little advantage I think controller players have. It's nice when you're new. Maybe I wouldn't quite know the numbers. I still imagine that most of the pros play with mouse and keyboard. I think there ultimately is more advantage to be had in that regard. But if you're feeling like there's no right or wrong way to play, if you're feeling like playing with a controller, the controller scheme is pretty useful. It is pretty intuitive. It's not as bad as many other implementations of
a lot of
RTS to controller things have
God.
been, because they have historically been quite terrible, honestly, or it needed to be like a console RTS specific, right?
Yeah, a lot of the times when I'm like trying a management game and then on the Switch and I'm like, oh, why did I get this on the Switch?
Yeah, it's just it's sluggish, it's slow, you can't do the things that you want to do. It's the golden gate for the Rus player here, which is fine. I don't hate the golden gate. But people will usually go for Kremlin these days. And it's going to be an outpost for UltraMagnus on the gold here. And the first knight for UltraMagnus is out. We'll take a look at where that knight is at already. It's just sitting outside the base here.
Just chilling.
You probably want to try and go over and harass that enemy gold if you can, if you're able to. These scouts are completely neglected. It's a little sad to see. So they ended up only getting 2 deer pack, right?
Yeah.
This is why you go for that enemy deer pack first. I think at the very least, if nothing else, right? It perfectly illustrates why you would make that decision to go for the enemy deer pack first. Yeah, just so you know. And I think what we also saw is like Taylorius brought his scouts back very, very quickly, whereas those sheep last you quite a while, right? If you just bring 2 sheep back, yeah. You're gonna make it to Feudal and still have some sheep to spare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all you need to bring back sheep on time. That other scout like can just go and do its thing. You don't need to bring it back that quickly.
Yeah. So we see that Taylorius has made both a stable and a barracks. I think that's it, right? Yes. And on the other side, do we see any production other than the School of Cavalry?
Not right now.
Alright, so that's a great choice of Taylorius then to get that barracks, because you will know the School of Cavalry is most likely gonna send knights your way. Usually they just send you the first knight immediately towards your base. This player seems to be deciding to group them up, and maybe you're gonna send them all in one go, maybe you wanna defend, not sure what the idea is gonna be.
So, I think we've put 2 villagers on stone here because they want like arrow slits in placements. I'm thinking that's the thinking here.
Could be, but there's also a tower coming up, so that will suggest that they're gonna stay there for a little longer.
Why are we rallying them out here?
To idle them and then click them and then having to do
and then send them over to the stone. Is that what we're doing? Because at that point, we might as well just send the rally point over to the stone. It's a little strange sometimes. I think they went over to make a farm.
Yeah,
just put them on a resource. Always put them on a resource. I don't really care what resource it is, but just put them on a resource.
And there goes the Rus player. They're gonna harass these villagers on
That's the first villager down already for Taylorius. Needs to bring down this outpost. I would just attack this outpost if I'm Taylorius.
There we go.
Okay. So when buildings are being placed, when they're being built, you do extra damage to them when attacking them. That's very important. You do double damage versus those buildings. So those buildings go down very, very quickly. It's very important to realize that.
Yeah, and there also goes the mining camp. They got 75 stone out of it, and it doesn't seem like they gotten that arrow slit, so I don't think it was for the arrow slit. I think they might have wanted to go second town center, but just wanted to get it out really slowly or something.
Yeah, which is not the way to go. Like, you need to pick a direction and stick with it. Are you going to make military units? Are you going to go to castle? Are you making a second TC? It's going to be one of those things, and not everything all at once. The reason for that is, like, you can push an advantage with a great military. You can push your advantage with a better economy because you've really went for a TC and got it up as early as possible.
They all want to go in the tower, but there's not that much space.
You can push with a tech advantage.
There's one.
Because you have better units.
One.
But you can't have but things and then expect things to kind of work out. You need to just commit to something.
Only one villager got killed there, which I think is surprising.
Yeah, there's a lot of villages very low. And I think they're using the bell. Like just calling everyone back to the town center, which we've discussed many times before.
Oh no. Oh no.
What is...
And then
I don't understand.
The idea of you wanting to go to gold is already told now to the Rus player. They
know. Okay. But... I'm... Obviously, UltraMagnus is in a lot of stress, right? Like he's not really thinking about a lot of the decisions. We're not going to try and be super critical about his decisions either. Yeah. But what is the point of going over here? Because your villagers are not going to be any safer over here than they are here.
Yeah.
Right? If you need gold, here it is. If you can't grab that gold, start just grabbing food and grabbing wood and making units.
Yep.
Right? Keep these safe then.
These are not working. Oh no.
Yeah, they were in there the entire time.
These are just standing next to it. They're like standing right next to the barrier.
Yeah, Taylorius is actually doing very well though. He's on 2 TC, so he managed to get a TC. I think he used the golden gate maybe to get some resources. He is on stone as well, isn't he? Where is that stone?
On the left.
Right here. Oh yeah, almost got that 1200 stone in already. No, okay, he didn't buy the stone.
He's got 900 left, so
then I'm not sure what the golden gate was for, to be honest.
Maybe the woods?
Maybe the wood? I don't...
Because he has a lot of wood as well. Or gold, you know. Stacking quite some resources.
But
I think that's logical.
At this level, that is kind of to be expected when they're trying to micro units and getting good success with it. Honestly, that economy was completely idled out. Yes, it's only 4 villager kills, but that economy was completely idled out.
Yeah, if you don't kill them, you can still win a lot of like the resources are not being gathered as long as they're idle, right?
Yeah.
So you still win a lot of like.
These are gonna walk back before this is up too.
Yep, there they go. Oh, they're gonna go to that other mining camp. I was like, where are they going? But that was just a little closer than the town center, I guess.
It's just a little too much of trying to do everything all at once, right?
Spreading to all the resources.
Yeah, I think they've seen that second town center. They're like, oh my god, I need a second town center too. You don't have to.
No.
You don't need to match everything that the enemy's doing. Yeah, they're going to have an economic advantage, right? But if you put the pedal to the metal, grabbed yourself a lot of wood, right? Made yourself barracks, grabbed yourself a blacksmith, researched siege engineering, pushed this down, right?
Oh
you would have
a
large army with which you could punish him. You could take down town centers so that economic advantage would be diminished and kill villagers in the process of doing so. That's the idea, right? Or, alternatively, also fine, right? Maybe you were well on your way to castle.
Yep.
Right? Just go castle. Make better units. Grab the relics, which gives you an economic advantage as well.
Yep.
Right? And with that economic and tech advantage combined, take on their economic advantage, right? And quite possibly, still win. Because they still need to age up.
Yep.
Right?
They're
if you have really,
right now.
If you have really much stronger units, it's very difficult for them to counter you.
Yeah.
So try and stick to a plan. It's fine that obviously your plan needs to change depending on what the enemy does.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You can't go all longbows as the English if you see like 5 mangonels coming for you.
Yeah, obviously you can't.
You're gonna be dead.
But you gotta have a plan and kind of stick with it, and not this wishy-washy of, oh no, they have a town center, I need one too. You were going for something. I don't really care what that was. If that was castle, that's good. If that was a large army, that's good, right? If you were wanting to go for a lot of feudal aggression, very good. Go and see if you can get the town center down. If not, you've tried, you've maybe failed, right? You'll maybe learn how to do it a little better next time. Yeah. But the solution is not to try and chase whatever your opponent is doing, because
you always be one step behind every
you will
time.
always be one step behind, and then you're still not really having any advantage.
40
Good
seed.
God, there are 4 town centers.
Taylorius loves the town center. I mean, we had like last match we had a person using the White Tower and the Berkshire in front as a defense, but I feel like Taylorius is just using the town centers as a wall of defense right
Yeah,
now.
they're not queuing villages up. I think that they maybe, I'm not sure 100% on how that controller scheme works, but I think they need to go over to this and tell it to auto queue or something.
No, what's with the gap in the wall?
Just like what's with this wall in general?
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Where's it going? It's like making the base open up wider.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it would be logical if the base was on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the monk.
Yeah, Rus already in Castle Age here. Probably gonna pick up this relic over here.
And already have one on the way home. I suspect that one is in the middle right now. Yep, there we go. Coming home.
It's gold at the guild hall for UltraMagnus here. They're still nowhere close to building that second TC because they've overcommitted on the stone. They've got the stone. Stop mining stone. You've got 350 stone.
Yeah, get them
Stop.
on wood.
Get them on wood.
Because that's what you need right now, the wood.
If that's your goal, right? Hey, I want an extra TC. I get it. Sure. Stop.
It could be that the goal is
Pay attention to what you're
a keep, I guess, but
pay attention to how much stone you need and stop, right?
yeah. Another relic is being picked up right now, so that's 1 in the bank and 2 on the way. 3 on the way right now for Taylorius. So that means that there should be 1 more relic somewhere on the map, right? Yeah, that's the safe one. The safe one in the base of Taylorius. So Taylorius is gonna go home with all 5 relics.
They're gonna be very happy with themselves. This is this is not producing at all. I think it is really like an ability that they need to activate onto that town center specifically, and they just forgot to do that. I don't play with a controller, so but
I mean you do, but just not this game.
not this game.
You were playing what was it, Multiverses?
Yeah.
You were playing that with a controller.
I don't know if you guys want to talk about multiverses, but it's it's one of, this is not against the this is not against the outcropping here.
Whoops.
Oh no, Magnus.
Wait, but the stone has been. Oh no, that's the other one. I was like, the stone has been used, but I'm looking at the wrong player.
Okay, are we going for a keep then? Is that it?
I guess so, because that needs 800, right?
Okay. If we're going for a keep, it needs to come up here. And then we can build lots of production around it. Because the French get a bonus
exactly
for... You want to say? No, that's good.
Yeah, the French get a bonus for having a keep next to their production buildings. It doesn't work for any siege buildings, so no
specifically it's the stables and archery range.
Yeah, so stables, not the barracks?
I don't think so.
Stables and archery ranges next to your keeps makes it go faster.
If they build a keep, we'll find out.
Yeah.
we'll keep you up to speed on that one. If they built that keep here, they've got enough resources for it now, but they're still quite keen on grabbing more.
There we go. It comes up. One village is gonna build it, but 2 villages are gonna build it.
Okay. So this is not in range of the School of Cavalry, which is your best stables, because they're not just a stable, they're a stable and a fourth of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you would build it here, you might think like, oh, I don't have space here, but we can just delete this. We don't need the mining camp anymore, right?
We don't need that mining camp.
And then you have space.
You can definitely fit stables here.
You can delete that outpost as well if you're done with, mining.
So there we have it. Archery ranges and stables with
yeah,
its
so no
influence
barracks.
have unit cost decreased by 20%. And it's going to be, at this point, I noticed like a lot of games go like this, right? A lot of lower level games go like this where there's not quite as much aggression as one would like because they just have trouble juggling. Oh, I need to attack. Oh, I need to defend. Oh, I need economy. Oh, I need technology. And I can't think of it all at once.
Yeah,
Don't
so
worry about
they
that.
Wait until they feel like, oh, now I'm good.
Don't worry about trying to do each of those aspects perfectly, but do try and put each of those aspects to use. I think a lot of you players know, like, hey, I really should be attacking right now. And then 5 minutes later, you're still thinking, hey, I really should be attacking right now. Go do it. I know it might be very difficult.
Even if it's just with a couple of units to, like, have a raid go on.
I know it might be very difficult. I know you might feel very stressed from trying to handle everything all at once. But the only way to learn is to do it. And yes, your economy might suffer for it, but accept for yourself that you're gonna perform a little less right now so that you can get better at that, at managing these two separate aspects in the future. Accept that for yourself.
And if you're gonna attack,
and just take the plunge.
You're also gonna be the player with the plan. So this means that your opponent needs to change their plan in something else, right?
I think everyone will agree. It's much nicer to have your units die in the enemy base than have your units die in your base, right? You don't want any military and any units in your base, right? But in their base, it's fine. You're not really under a lot of duress. You're not too stressed when those units die. Yeah, sure, you might still lose the keep because of it and everything.
Yeah.
But you're not too stressed because they're dead.
Yeah, so a lot of production coming up around that keep, and the second keep is being placed as well. And I feel like this is again like the keep defense, where a player chooses to put like some keeps in front and just like tells themselves like it's safe now here because there's a keep, but you can just walk through a keep, right? Like, yeah, you get damage, but you can still walk through it.
It's not the same as a wall. It does not stop movement, not in that sense.
Not all. And we do see, I think, was it mangonels or
mangonels
are coming up. There are just two archers, so
like a lot of these games that we when we're looking at silver players, a lot of them go up to like 50 minutes or so, right? Whereas most regular games kind of go up to 20, 30 something minutes, right? Then the game is more or less decided.
Wait, this game's gonna go until 50 minutes?
We don't mind casting longer games, but for when it comes to those lower levels, it just usually means that both players have been sitting in their base for the majority of the game and not having done much of anything but just build economy, build units, and then when they have a huge army, then push.
Yeah, so they wait until it's 2 in the pop, right?
I am hugely sympathetic to how difficult it is to manage all those things at once. I do like this though. It's a good tech being picked up here.
Tied barns, and that's extra food, wood, and stone for every relic. And well,
wouldn't you know it?
5 relics in the bank, so that's 5 times 40 wood, 5 times 40 food, and 5 times 10 stone. That's a lot of resources.
Yeah. So I think like over like 2 minutes ago already, like Taylorius was on double the villager population. I think they stopped producing villages, which is good.
Yeah, and
like the 120, 130 mark or so. It really depends on how quickly you're trading military units. Quick answer for you here is not.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
It's not happening at all. They're not trading military units. They're not losing any of them. They're not.
But you want to replace them as fast as possible. They were before, so I'm not sure what happened to the other ones.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see them attack, but I saw it on 200 just a minute ago.
Okay.
Maybe they deleted some villagers or something?
Well, yeah, at the very least, when you're pop capped, you should be pushing up, right? Because there's nothing really for you to gain anymore.
I love that the warrior monks are going first. when there's so many mangonels. Yeah, what would be good is if we spot those villagers there on the gold, and we will get the mangonels to fire first before anything else fires.
so that your enemy does not get that alert, like, ta-da, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of like, hey, your units are being attacked. When people hear that, they react.
Yep. So if you can shoot,
It's good to be aware that that alert is given as soon as like the first target's being hit. Because sometimes you see a bunch of villagers, right? And you're like, oh, army, go attack move. And then your archer from all the way over here decides to shoot this villager. And then they get that warning and they run away.
yeah.
Before the rest of your army can really close in. So sometimes, like, really try and get on top of them. Or really make sure that you can get a volley off.
Forward keep coming in here for the Rus player. And that's definitely going to come up because
Yeah, the numbers are in favor of the Rus player here. They
That-
even have Streltsy already out on the field.
And there
What
goes
you want to do with
Mangonels.
those Streltsy, you really want to make them stand ground so that they can get their attack speed bonus. You don't want them moving around every time.
Oh, and
The
those
cavalry is
bombards
zipping
are gonna
around.
Get killed by the cavalry. The cavalry is doing a great flank here, removing 2 bombards and almost a mangonel. But they're gonna be cleaned out now because they have been noticed by Taylorius.
And don't forget, Taylorius is already on castle age units of Streltsy. The crossbowmen, I think, are still castle age crossbowmen, but not imperial age crossbowmen. The knights are elite, however. The bombards obviously do major work against any fortifications. Needs to get that siege onto that keep, but there is already boiling oil.
Boom. Yeah. And we can see that Taylorius has almost all the upgrades except for range defense. That one isn't on Olympiads, but the rest of them is all upgraded. That's gonna be rough being in Castle Age for UltraMagnus. And that's it. Realizing they can't win. Congratulations on Taylorius for winning this. If you guys want to see some more Age Vampires, make sure to click on one of these playlists or the video and make sure to subscribe to not miss anything.